Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm going to share a little something before I leave for my day. It's from the Little Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. It is chapter 3 or week 3, compassion. And I want to read about it because, as always, everything is thoroughly and completely interconnected. That is to say that this that I opened to this morning, something I listened to last night, and the word that I've been pondering as of late has now shifted to interconnectedness. I was contemplating connection for a while, or connectivity, and it's moved into interconnected or interconnectedness. And as I ponder this idea that there is actually no separation, this belief seems to persist in everything I see, say, read, ingest. It seems to perpetuate this kind of deepening of this awareness. And for me, that means that there actually is also no difference between the smallest thing and the largest thing. So things that may exist on a macro level also exist on a micro level. It means if I'm looking at something like the infinity principle, in order to understand infinity, or something that is so much larger than myself, I have to cut it into infinitely smaller pieces in order for it to be understood. In this way, then, the opposite is true. I love the concept of fractals and chaos, right? In fractal theory, we can see this thing replicate, right? Something that begins at just one, right? That singular, like the trunk of a tree, 1. 2 branches, 2. From those 2 branches, 4. From those 4 branches, 8, 16, 32, etc. I feel like I've talked about this before. I do talk about this. It enters my mind again and again, and I may have spoken about it here. It interests me that we can take it from the macro to the micro, or the opposite, and that it's my limited perception that actually thinks it stops, right? Do we stop at a cell? Do we stop at the smallest particle? Do we stop at what we perceive as the cosmos, or what is out there, right? Is that where we stop? I imagine I only stop as far as my perception will allow me to go, based on a trillion little things. Anyway, I digress. Interconnectedness, or maybe I don't digress. It's all about the same thing. Interconnectedness. A cell, a body, my body, a town, a country, a planet, a star. I imagine it's all made up of the same stuff. When I do this, I can tap into the interconnectedness of all things, which reminds me of this thing I was listening to last night, which was Jim Carrey talking in an interview. And he said, and I wrote it down, he said this: when you wake up in the morning and you feel like I'm the universe, you don't have to reach for the stars. You know you can just let life happen and walk through the doors. I'm going to repeat it because I love it so much. When you wake up in the morning and you feel like I'm the universe, you don't have to reach for the stars. You know you can just let life happen and walk through the doors. And he was talking about, before he said that, he was talking about interconnectedness. For me, this is a vital way of me accessing compassion, which leads me to our reading today. The Little Book of Awakening. And this is chapter 3, compassion. And it is going to be 3 little pages. Compassion. I have just 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, compassion. These are your greatest treasures. Compassionate toward yourself, you reconcile all beings in the world. Lao Tzu. So the 3 things are simplicity, patience, compassion. And then Mark Nepo goes on. At first, we might ask, how can being compassionate to yourself reconcile all beings in the world? To understand the gift of this, we need to recall the analogy of the spoked wheel. in which each life is a separate and unique spoke, and yet all lives, like all spokes, meet in a common hub or center. That's why when we tend our deepest center, we care for our souls. Another powerful way to realize our interconnectedness is to imagine the human family as a stand of aspens growing by a river. Though each tree appears to be growing independently, not attached to the others, beneath the soil, out of the view, the roots of all the trees exist as one enormous root. And so, like these trees, our soul's growth, while appearing to be independent, is intimately connected to the health of those around us. For our spirits are entwined at center, out of view. Once realizing this, it becomes clear that we have no choice to embrace the health of our neighbors as part of our own health. I felt this deeply in the many cancer rooms I sat in. I know these things to be true. In cutting off strangers, we cut off ourselves. In choking roots, we choke our own growth. In loving strangers, we love ourselves. Having come this far, I believe that Lao Tzu's third instruction tells us that if we are aware of our own suffering with the wish to relieve it, we will overcome distrust and reestablish a close relationship with all other living things. In deep and lasting ways, when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. For as the body is only as healthy as its individual cells, the world is only as healthy as its individual souls. Across the countries, we have this timeless medicine. Live directly, wait, and care for your soul as if it were the whole world. I'm going to just read the last part again, and then I'm going to close because it's so good. Okay. In deep and lasting ways, when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. For as the body is only as healthy as its individual cells, the world is only as healthy as its individual souls. Across the centuries, we have this timeless medicine. Live directly, wait, and care for your soul as if it were the whole world. Yes. Interconnectedness. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye.